What's up, guys and girls? Welcome back to another Impulsive TCG video. Today, I'm just going to be talking about some promo cards that I've been seeing have been absolutely skyrocketing, going crazy. I'm just going to dig in, talk about them, see where they are, going to be at in 5, 10 years. Who knows where they could be, but I just want to dig into it and see, what are the possibilities here? Let's talk about it, why they're moving, artwork, all sorts of stuff. But so far, if you're enjoying the video, if you could like and subscribe, it'd help me out a ton. And yeah, let's go ahead and jump right into it. First card I want to talk about today is actually Galarian Moltres from the Crown Zenith promo tins. Super cool card. It's done by Shinji Kanda. So if you know anything about the market right now, Shinji Kanda is the hot name. And honestly, I think this card is one of his best artworks. I think it looks great. The Galarian Moltres itself looks really cool. It's kind of majestic looking, but yeah, fundamentals of this card are super important. It's a promo. Everyone loves promos. They've been hyped up a ton, it feels like, recently. But, this one I feel like might be more deserving than others. You look at the other bird tins, the Articuno and the Zapdos. Both of them are kind of, underwhelming. The artwork still is cool, but, those are $2, $3 cards. This card is already sitting at about $7. And honestly, due to the hype that Shinji Kanda has had lately, I could easily see this being a $15, $20 card 2 years' time. Crown Zenith's out of print. These tins are not being made nearly as often. They get restocked here or there at Walmarts and Targets, but it's farther and farther in between compared to 3 years ago when they were getting restocked every single week. So overall, I think this card has a huge potential in the future. I think people are going to want it. If you can pick up a PSA 10 of it, I think I talked about it in a video a couple weeks or months ago. Do that before they explode and they're $300 a PSA 10. I would definitely try and pick some of these up. They're kind of not the hardest thing to grade. I think they have like a 33 to 40% hit rate of getting a 10, which isn't terrible, but it's not the easiest thing in the world. So I would definitely try and pick these up. Like I said, they're super cheap. You can get them on TCG Player for like $7, $8, $9, somewhere around there. Not a bad pickup, especially if you want to hold long term. It's Shinji Kanda. He's the new hot thing. Something to definitely look at. Up next, I want to just talk about a new promo that just joined the family this past week in the promos, and that's going to be the Victini one. Now, obviously, this is a new illustration promo that they've kind of been doing with the Gothitelle and Reuniclus as well from the sticker collections. But honestly, I think the Victini is a little bit better than those two because, one, it comes in a little bit more of an expensive product. It comes in the Victini collection box itself compared to just the Reuniclus sticker collections. So I think overall, long-term, it'll do pretty well. I think, 3, 4, 5 years from now when those boxes don't really exist anymore because people opened them, they took the promos out, they've graded it. I don't think they'll exist very much anymore, and I think the promo will be still super sought after. I already know people personally that are wanting the promo itself. They'll pay $10 itself for the promo already right out of the gate because the promo looks nice. It looks really, really great. From what I've been able to tell, just from looking at the few boxes that I've been able to get my hands on, these are going to be very difficult to grade. I feel every single copy I've seen has been dented, destroyed. It feels like it's not PSA 10 worthy. These are going to be tough to grade. So honestly, if you can pick up a 10 before they're super, super expensive, they kind of drop down in price before people realize. Because think about it, these come in a plastic box. They're not secured in anything. They're just shoved in there into plastic. They're going to get little dings and dents and white spots. So I think, they're going to do well, pretty well long term. And honestly, if you can pick one up for a good price, I honestly think these will probably be $5 in the next year. I think they'll be good pickups around then. And if you're able to, I would definitely snag some. You can't really go wrong picking up one now if you're just wanting for the collection, but I definitely try and snag a couple of these for future. Next up, we have another promo that I feel like isn't really talked about a whole lot. Honestly, that's the Pikachu from the Paldean Adventure chest. Honestly, best Pikachu card I've seen in a while. I think it's better than the Butt Pikachu. Let's be real, I'm not a huge Surging Sparks fan of that Pikachu in particular. But this promo card itself is actually really, really cool. I think it's better than the Paldean Evolved promo card. They're very similar in that respect, but I feel like the art style for the Paldean Adventure chest is just better in my opinion. These cards can be found, $5 to $10, somewhere in that price range. And honestly, I think this is going to be a card that people look back on in 5, 10 years and be like, oh yeah, that was a really cool promo. What? That card's now $70? Oh, who would have guessed? Because it's not a super shilled product. You know what I mean? The Paldean Adventure chest is not something that a lot of people are keeping sealed. It's not in a booster box. It's not an ETB. It's just a sealed product that kind of just sits on, on the shelf. Kids open it. I feel like a lot of these are going to be not in circulation because they're going to be in kids collections because normally people are scalping off the Walmart shelf isn't the adventure chest. You know, that's kind of the last thing they're looking to take. They're looking at ETBs and things of that nature, but I think down the line people look back and be like, oh wow, this was a really cool promo. And honestly, I would try and pick one up. I haven't looked at PSA 10s personally for this, but I would assume they're probably around $100. I might personally try and pick one up in a PSA 10 just because I think long term it's Pikachu. It has Sprigatito on it. I think it looks really neat. I think the artwork itself looks great. I would try and pick some of these up. The price point is not super expensive. I definitely don't think you can go wrong picking some of these up, especially in the long term. All right, last card I wanted to talk about today is actually a pretty common one that I feel like a lot of people are kind of overlooking right now, and that's going to be the EV promo from the Prismatic ETBs. And obviously this promo, everyone's been talking about it because Prismatic is the most talked about thing, but overall, I don't think the promo itself has been getting a whole lot of hype. You can find the PSA 10s for like the Prismatic Pokemon Center stand for like what, $150, $170. That is absolutely crazy for a 10 of a Pokemon stamp of a popular Pokemon. I think it's super undervalued. I think the regular ETB ones are like $70, $80 in a PSA 10. The regular ETB one is like $8 to $9, just sealed, like getting a raw near mint copy. I think not enough people are talking about this. It's Eevee, for Christ's sake. Like, people are gonna eat this up in like 5 years when everyone's like, oh, Eeveelution still. I love Eeveelution. I don't think that's gonna change suddenly. Our tastes haven't changed over 20 years. I don't think they're gonna change over 5. I think, as these ETBs get less and less open, the promo will go up in price. That's just like a no-brainer type of play. But, that's kind of what I would think to pick up. But let me know what you think. I think the Eevee definitely is one I'd be looking at. If you can get a sealed copy of it, definitely it looks good. I think the new addition that they had with like the back brace basically for a lot of these starting on Prismatic onward, it's kind of a nice touch. I think it keeps the card from bending as much. It's easier to store a little bit. Obviously not as easier to store, but you get what I mean. It doesn't bend as much. You can keep it in better condition. So I like that, but overall, Eevee, another one I would definitely try and pick up. And with that, those are the cards I'd pick up, promo-wise. I think those 4 have great potential over the next like 2 to 5 years. Remember, guys, this is like a 2 to 5 year thing. Don't look at these as, oh, next week they're going to go to the moon. No, that's not how this works. Like, you want to hold these. Obviously, if you just like the card themselves, I would definitely just pick it up because you like it and add it to your collection. If you're looking at it more an investment play, no, I definitely don't think you can go wrong if you're looking at it as a long-term thing, not a quick flip or even a year. I don't think people realize that right now. It's, somebody who's been in the, other collectibles before, you'd be surprised how many people dump stuff once they get even a little bit of profit. These things don't stay out, on the market forever. Supply dries up. So yeah, if you can think of it as long-term, I appreciate y'all. Leave a like, subscribe, join the Discord. Love to get more people in the Discord. We already have a small community going. But yeah, that's going to be it for me today. Appreciate y'all. Take care.